I was going to say something about Biden and Harris.
Yes, what were you going to say? Oh.
But I don't like to curse. I'm scared there'll be little ears listening.
But if you had a message for the White House and how they've handled the situation up here in North Carolina, what would your message be, Sheriff Wright?
If you're going to do the things you've been talking about doing, we just send you stay out of the way and let the good men and women around the mountain area and the foothills take care of our own, because you're nothing more than a boat anchor.
No help. FEMA hasn't been helpful.
Wait a minute. That lady that's running for president talks about the $750. What about all that money you give to Ukraine and all these other people that really want to kill us, don't want to do anything to help us? Why don't you just give that money to them? That's who you want to give it to begin with.
And a lot of people have been turned down for the $750. Almost everybody I've spoken to hasn't received any of the funding, and they've been turned down for personal items.
Well, they talked about get on your phone or your computer. Do you not see what the devastation is? They don't have a phone or a computer.
There's nothing up here. There's no communication. I'm going to be posting this later. There's no way to access the internet unless you have a Starlink net. And everybody's...
Thank you, Elon Musk, by the way.
Oh, yes, thank you, Elon Musk.
President Donald Trump, we need you.
What are the... Yes, that's a message for you, President Trump. And is there any government officials that you've seen over these days since Hurricane Helene devastated your home? Has anybody been here to help you? Because this is the big question. Sean just played a clip of President Biden saying that you all are getting everything you need.
What is FEMA?
Right.
I mean, it's literally, what is FEMA? So my daughter, whose house got completely wiped out, she has no flood insurance, meets with a FEMA person, applies for everything she doesn't get the $750 that Kamala says that she's supposed to get, gets approved for $300 for personal items. What is that going to do? That's literally what she got. Her entire first floor is wiped out. We hauled everything off. It's gone. So what is FEMA? And being a mayor,
So they didn't even give her the full $750.
they didn't even give her $750. Denied the $750.
They gave her $300.
They gave her $300. That wouldn't even cover what's in the refrigerator.
John, you're the coroner in Avery County. So you know, Sean, he would have the information on the people in his county that have either been missing or that have either been reported dead, unfortunately, due to Hurricane Helene. Can you talk a little bit about that first?
Yes, I can. Thanks for having us, Sarah. As of yesterday, we had reported 4 confirmed deaths. Not a hard figure on missing at this point. Avery County is a weekend tourist destination. We don't know who may have showed up and is unaccounted for that didn't tell anyone. There are areas we're still looking. We have urban search and rescue and cadaver dogs and teams from Pennsylvania, New York City Police and Fire. The outpouring of individual agencies and people just coming down and helping us has been wonderful. Citizens helping citizens, neighbors helping neighbors is how we've gotten by. The initial response was very slow, and I understand that no one could prepare for this, but on the 4th day,
You're National Guard, retired
I'm
National
retired.
Guard, so you understand what response should be.
Right.
Was it what it should be?
Well, the motto of North Carolina National Guard is give us 24 hours, we'll give you an army. I retired from the Guard as an MP First Sergeant, did 4 disaster missions, retired police chief. It was very slow. I finally contacted State Senator Warren Daniel, who has been assisting our area. We're overlapping legislative districts to get help. He finally contacted the National Guard, but he asked me, what do you need? We originally had a handful of soldiers in Banner Elk, and I said, we need more than a handful. We need military police, doctors, nurses, medics, water purification technicians, general soldiers.
What about FEMA?
FEMA and engineers and heavy equipment. What we're doing in their stead, and some finally did roll in, but we're just getting volunteers coming in with equipment and helping people. So,
But what President Biden said, is that the case?
I'm certainly not going to call the President of the United States a liar, but I've seen no evidence that it's functioning the way he's given a glowing recommendation of.
I will.
Absolutely.
Sarah, I have a question.
Okay, Sean has a question. Sean?
So I
Yes.
just want to know, what is their message to Kamala Harris and Joe Biden? Because, you know, I'm hearing people that have had their lives uprooted. There was no help that we saw at all for a full week. What would they like what would they want to tell Kamala Harris, who now clearly wants to politicize this? What message do they have as she goes on, call her daddy, call me daddy, call whatever daddy, Stern and The View and Colbert, and she's not in North Carolina. What's their message to her?
So frustrating. And I'll go to you, David, for this question from Sean. What would your message be to Vice President Kamala Harris and to the White House? What do you have to say to them? I mean, she's spent time on, these shows, podcasts. You haven't seen the response. I know I've been up to Chimney Rock. I've never seen such devastation in my life. It looks like a war zone. I know people lost their life up there as well. What would your message be to her in the White House? Sean would like to know.
Where are you? Where are you? These people have lost their homes, they've lost their businesses, they've lost everything, and they need some support. They need help. And $750 is not much help.
And some people didn't even get the 750. So there's a lot of people that couldn't even apply for it because, Sean, there's no connectivity up here. We can't get connectivity in the mountains. Unless there's Starlink, you have absolutely no connectivity.